Hello and welcome to Angels of Purpose Ministries, where we feed your soul food, food for your soul. And so let's go ahead and get into the Let's Talk About It series podcast. Today we're going to be talking about food for thought. Are we being censored and brainwashed? Topic, censorship and brainwashing. All right, let's go ahead and get into our declaration prayer. God, make me a distributor of your resources, an ambassador of overflow, and a vessel of your abundance. God, make me a distributor of your resources, an ambassador of overflow, and a vessel of your abundance. Last time. God, make me a distributor of your resources, an ambassador of overflow, and a vessel of your abundance. It's only 3 lines, our declaration prayer, and we said 1 for the Father, 1 for the Son, 1 for the Holy Ghost. All right, let's get into this. Now, censorship. The definition of that is the suppression of speech or public communication or other information. All right. So now, are we being censored? Have we been being censored, especially by this administration? Yes. They're trying to get certain books out of schools. And if schools don't comply, they take money away from them. They're doing, if anybody speaks against this president, unlike before, people could joke and talk about the presidents and nothing be done. Now, you're cited as the enemy of the country, and they put you in jail, or they try to arrest you, or they try to get you fired if you talk about anybody in this administration. And it don't even have to be threatening; it just could be telling the truth, right? And then brainwashing. What does brainwashing mean? This is one of the things that the students in the school systems are talking about in this A Night Divided book that they read in one of the grades. And then it's about Germany, and they're teaching them about what happened after World War II and how Germany, the Berlin Wall, and then it was talking about the Cold War and how Russia had control of East Germany. West Germany had a little bit more freedoms. East Germany was censored and people were being brainwashed. Now, how do you brainwash? Through TV commercials, radio, posters, through schooling, through what people can read and don't read. So you brainwash people through censorship. And it's like, let me just tell you this. Break it down for you. You know how computers or robots only do what you tell them to do? It's basically what brainwashing is. You input information into people and don't allow them to think for themselves. That is what the Old Boys Club, that is what this administration, but that's what the Old Boys Club wanted to do from day one. They only wanted certain people to be able to vote and have the rights and to think and to make decisions, and everybody else had to follow and abide by it, right? So unlike God, who created and gave us the ability to choose and think for ourselves and to actually have make decisions, choose to have to live righteously or to live his way, or choose to do whatever we wanted to do and go the other way, right? If God, who is the creator of everything and everybody, gave you a choice, why do men, and when I say men, I'm talking about in the human species, why do they try to control people? Why? Because of what? The greed, the love of money, the love of power, and all of that. We already know that. We've been talking about this in some shape or form in my broadcast almost every day. Okay? Every time I get on. So, are we being censored? Yes. Is it to the point that some countries and some people are? Not yet. But do they want to have full control of censorship and get you into like fascism and authoritarianism? And does Trump want to be a dictator and a king? Oh yes. Oh yes. And if not, would he be going after the Attorney General of New York just for calling him out and putting his family on blast for wrong things they did to people in New York? Only people who are afraid of the truth coming out try to get rid of who they call are their enemies. Because what the first articles of the Constitution, you know, your rights, your constitutional rights, the freedom of speech. Now, when people were talking about President Obama and Miss Michelle Obama, who had more education and much more smarter than Trump, right? And knew how to treat people and knew how to talk to people and knew how to show love. when people were just talking about her because of the things she wore, talking about calling him a monkey, or calling him saying that he wasn't a citizen, and birthright citizenship and all of these things. Did you see them going after them? Did you see them trying to hit below the belt? Did you see them doing the things that Trump? No, because they have a bigger purpose. They knew that they were here to serve the people, not to be served. Now, Trump is in office for the power. He's in office for the money. And I don't like that. And I don't like the censorship. I don't like the censorship that's going on in the school systems. You only can read certain books, or you don't get the money. You got the school systems administrators so scared, and teachers only can teach certain things, which some teachers don't know all the history anyway, and education and all of that. And the people they bring in don't know because they hadn't researched it like some of us, who research all of world history and the United States history, and who truly dig in deep, right? So that's why I like going in and around to the communities, into the school systems, into businesses and different things. But now, they talking about DEI was bad, and DEI, you didn't get people who were DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, talking about that was, when you did that, you allowed people who weren't qualified to get jobs. No. They're so upset because the people who got those jobs were 10 times more qualified. Anybody my skin color and a female, or my skin color, is a male, whatever. If you're not Caucasian, you have to work 10 times as hard to get a job, to get in classes, to show that you have value and worth it. Because this society has been brainwashed and censored that white is right, that white is better, and all of that. It's almost like you lived in Germany days during Hitler. What is this administration using? The Mein Kampf, that was written by Hitler. That is what Trump and his people are following. They want to get a single group, and right now they're going after the Latinos, right? Or the Hispanics. They're going after them, trying to rally everybody against them, to say that they're taking all the jobs, they're doing this, they're doing that, and they don't deserve to be here. They're late, and we know they're not lazy because they do all the jobs everybody else don't want to do. They're out in the fields. Now, my ancestors were in the fields long enough, and they didn't even get paid for being in the fields for 400 years, right? Picking that cotton and everything else that helped this country grow. So just like Hitler tried to rally everybody to blame the Jews, that's what this administration is trying to do with the Hispanics, but they see it's not working. But what they are the other thing that they're doing is they don't follow by the natural rules, which I knew they wouldn't anyway. And if he got reelected, I was like, oh Lord, this country is not going to be one of the prevailing countries or one of the better countries. But has it ever really been? Have we always been censored? Certain groups of people have been censored, brainwashed. When Reconstruction after slavery was going on, what happened? They tried to flip the script, and they used propaganda to say black people were lazy because now they weren't getting free labor out of them. But black people, when Reconstruction was done, and then that's when the Ku Klux Klan came in place, right? And they were trying to say that black people were lazy, black people were criminals because they want the slaves now to prosper, right? And so then the ones who were prospering, guess what they went in their towns and did? They killed them, they murdered them, they put them in prisons. So has this country always censored people and tried to brainwash people and use propaganda? Yes. Has it been more prevalent in different times? Yes. Has it been more prevalent in different administrations? Yes. Do we truly have freedom of speech? It depends on who you are. If you're a white male, part of the old boys club, you can say and do whatever. Basically what Trump said, he could get away with killing somebody in broad daylight in the middle of New York, which he thought he could, but Ms. Leticia Jackson wouldn't allow that. The one who he's trying to prosecute, having people try to prosecute, going after those who, not afraid of him. He's trying to pick fights and battles, but what he doesn't realize, he's picking fights and battles, not with just that person, but with the servants and the people of God. And that's going to be a losing battle that he think he's winning. But those people who are truly being led by God and truly serving the people and serving God, they know how to pivot. They know how to turn a losing situation into a winning situation. What did we talk about yesterday? Ha! Yep, it all builds upon and top of each other. All right, not going to be long. Let's go ahead and say our declaration prayers. We end. But don't be brainwashed. Don't be censored. Make sure you do your own research. Read books before you can't read books anymore. Research before they have AI just teaching you and telling you things that's not right and not true, because AI is whatever they feed into them. It's computers that they're giving information into. So whatever their program is telling them to say, that's what they're going to start saying. Make sure you do your research, do your hardback books before you cannot read them anymore. Don't get brainwashed by the censorship and the propaganda that this administration is spewing out, and any government or whatever is spewing out that tries to hold people back, that tries to oppress people, that tries to keep people from growing so that they can keep the wealth of the world. What does it profit for a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? All right, here we go. Here's declaration prayer. 3 lines. We say it, one for the Father, one for the Son, one for the Holy Ghost. God, make me a distributor of your resources, an ambassador of overflow, and a vessel of your abundance. 2 more times. God, make me a distributor of your resources, an ambassador of overflow, and a vessel of your abundance. 1 last time. God, make me a distributor of your resources, an ambassador of overflow, and a vessel of your abundance. This means that we're not trying to hoard anything. We're trying to make sure everyone thrives who is trying and putting the work into doing it, so that they can have a wonderful and grateful life and help others. As you go higher, you take other people higher. You don't keep it and hoard it for yourself. Have a blessed and prosperous day.